the rambling that covered the intro. That probably covers that. Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Podcast. I'm Max. That's Samson, and we're joined by the musical maestro, sound engineer, singer, songwriter, rap artist, Laurance The Man. Laurance, how are you?
I'm great.
Oh my gosh,
thanks for having me, guys.
You're so welcome.
I'm super stoked about this,
Laurance.
Oh shit. Sorry. That all got on me. Good.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay. Laurance, thanks for the gifts. I just wanted to say off.
Back to one. We're the Pretty Good Podcast. I'm Max. That's Samson. We're joined by the musical maestro, singer, songwriter, sound engineer, Laurance The Man. Laurance, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Everyone's beers are up, right?
Everyone's
Shit.
Hey, it's okay.
Welcome to the Pretty Good Podcast.
Oh, damn it.
And
Always
one more
do
time.
This. This is going to be 30 minutes of just saying hi.
So I thought Laurance The Man initially was just you and Eli, but there's a third guy.
Yep. Yeah.
Laurance
Okay.
The Men.
hmm
So I was gonna ask, like, which one's Laurance and which one's the man?
So I'm Laurance. Basically, I start off every show like saying I'm Laurance. We are Laurance. Laurance is like. I mean, I could get into it, but I go by Laurance. We've thought about like fully rebranding to Laurance The Man and having that be me with like the team is all just as involved as far as like ownership of the LLC goes. But I think I like Laurance and then Laurance The Man being tags at the moment. So. Everything on like officially like Spotify and every legal aspect musically is just Laurance.
Just Laurance.
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah.
Laurance LLC.
But isn't your name first name Brian?
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
Okay.
Do you want me to get into it?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. So my first name is Brian. My middle name is Laurance.
Okay.
My father's first name is Laurance. So, starting off heavy. My dad passed in 2020, had a heart attack, and so this was like my way of continuing on his legacy of just like showing up and bringing people together, showing kindness, love,
That's awesome.
acceptance, everything. So,
Was Laurance the first into that?
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
nice.
he was the best dude ever. So, I just figured that would be like an appropriate homage
Yeah.
to him, while also still having ownership in me because it is still part of my name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice to see you take a shitty moment and make it into a beautiful thing. I think there's a lot of different directions you could have gone with a thing like that, and I feel like doing that is probably the healthiest, best way to go about it.
right. There's definitely unhealthy ways and have been unhealthy situations.
Sure,
But for the most part, man, like as far as artistry goes, like that was my way of kind of processing everything over the past few years.
I'm a big theater nerd, and I listened to
Sick.
an interview with Lin-Manuel Miranda, and he was
Okay.
talking about how when he was little, apparently since he was like a toddler, he's just wanted to be a writer. And one of his big things, whenever he would talk to his parents about whatever he's like angry about or whatever's in his mind, his parents would always just say like, he had a saying in Spanish that I don't remember, but it was basically like, remember this, because you're going to need to use it later. And
Sick.
it's usually like a really hard thing to remember, especially or like not to remember, but to recall
Mhm.
instances like that, especially when you're using it for like a project that you're doing. But it's like, if that's what you want to do, it's like kind of what you got to do.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I feel like that is like the work part of it.
Totally. Yeah. Recalling certain like instances or life lessons or scenarios that are hard to revisit.
Yeah. Like, so do you write all your songs
Mhm.
or?
Yeah. Everything that we've done so far is I've written all the lyrics, all the vocal melodies, and then helped in the writing of the songs, the music itself. But everything there is from Phil and Eli. from scratch. Like,
So what was Laurance before music?
uh, I thought I was going to be a professional baseball player.
Word.
Yeah.
So what struck you out? What
I think just I traveled to a bunch of different schools in like I went to 4 colleges in 5 years and played baseball a lot, and then I think it subconsciously just realized that that wasn't my calling, and ended up making the hardest decision in my life, which was like, hey, I think that it's probably just not gonna work out. I mean, I was at a point where it wasn't in my face like, hey man, you have these huge opportunities. It was like I'd have to grind and go through, after college, go through small like farm league ball, that kind of stuff. And so I was lost for a while, and
does seem like with athletics, it's a lot of you get to a point and then you start at the bottom again.
Mhm.
It's a lot of just being the underdog
Right.
until you're Babe Ruth or whatever. But
right. Yeah, exactly. It's like it is tough to like pull your pants back up and like do it all over again, basically. Like,
I mean, luckily, baseball pants, your ass probably looks great in them. So there's like, it's.
still does.
I'm sure it was.
dude.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't all bad, but hell
But
yeah.
yeah. Music's been a part of my life forever, and
Like-
for some reason, I never really thought of it being a logistical opportunity, and it just kind of like showed its face at one point, and I was like, oh yeah.
So like, were you always like in like band or something in school?
I've
or
always
like, was it-
I've always been a singer my whole
Okay.
life, ever since I was like, I mean, a kid. But then probably I was 8 or 9, and I was in Idaho State University's children's choir, and and then just like sang. I never was in school choir, just like sang in bands like pop punk bands and stuff in high school, and then I went to Idaho State for 2 years and sang in their choir, and then it was gone for a while again. And then when I moved to Boise, I was like, hey, I remember I really like doing this. So
did you have? So if you started with like pop punk and rock and stuff,
Mhm.
so like I had where like I got into theater, not really with any like vocal lessons or anything, but just kind of like going for it, and then like
sick.
had a moment where, or not, like I took a vocal lesson and was like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I've been doing it so unhealthy and wrong this whole time. And then like actually kind of learning a few like techniques and stuff to like sing even higher or whatever in like a
Right.
healthy way.
Right.
Did you have like, because it sounds like, I mean, I like pop and rock and stuff isn't like the healthiest for your voice. So did you have like when you went to like actual school for it or not? What
Well,
the children's choir thing? Like,
technically, yeah, I did go to school for it for a while. I would say that would say that I'm a classically trained vocalist. Like
Yeah.
I definitely was in choirs for a while, and Idaho State was one of them. But it's like, yeah, it's so different, man. Like you learn all these techniques that you would have never even
Yeah.
thought of on your own. And
like, did you have that like, oh fuck, like I've just been screaming for
yeah, for sure. Like that is not easy on your voice. And when you
No.
push it, really like push it from your lungs through your diaphragm and then out, like it's not good on your vocal cords at all.
Mhm.
And so I try to still carry over those techniques to what I do now. But every once in a while you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I really just want to hit this.
Yeah.
And like
It's fun to wail.
and it's cool. Yeah, exactly. And so, I think that music is like an opening to true, genuine emotion. And like a lot of times when you do push it like that, it's a lot easier for people to comprehend and feel.
That was one
That's a good
thing I
one.
remember learning was like a lot of people can overlook maybe being off key or something, but like it, like the emotion is there and like
Yeah.
what you're singing about. Like a lot of people just want to see that.
Right.
I mean, especially in like the theater thing, but like any song you're singing, I feel like if you know what you're singing about, it can be a lot stronger than sounding pretty necessarily.
Yeah. And I mean, you should definitely still try to hit the note, right? But at the same time, it's like it doesn't. It's less impactful sometimes. I mean, there's a lot of times, like you said, with people want to like actually feel it. There's a lot of producers and really, really successful people in the music industry that their thing is like, I don't believe you. Do that take again. Like, because if you don't truly believe what you're saying, then people can tell. Like,
no one else is going to.
The audience can tell if you're genuine or not.
Yeah. It's like acting. And I mean, every song I think you're saying you're putting on an act, and you're like deep. Hell yeah. So did you pop punk, then some school, and then what was like the like I'm gonna make my own music full time, and like what kind of was that hobby to a job?
It was. I moved to Boise in 2015 and got a big house with a bunch of buddies, and back when you could do that kind of stuff, and afford it. And I was like, I've always been a talker, like good at networking, good at nurturing relationships. And I was Phil, who's a part of this project. He DJ'd under the name Trillanomics and produced dubstep and heavy bass music. And I was like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna be basically your manager. Nice. I'm gonna get you into the scene and give you opportunities. And so I did that for a long time, and I was like super into it. But then we would like sit in the studio late at night and like mess around, make our own stuff. And then I think the defining point was Phil and I met Eli in 2019, and I was over at his place in 2021, I want to say. Yeah, 2021. And he was writing something, and I was like, you know what? I wanted to get better at writing, because I just always felt like my writing was kind of cheesy. And so I was like, well, I've always liked hip hop, so why not try to rap a little bit, see if I can do it, for one. And two, it just like kind of pushes you to understand different cadences and different writing styles, and there's a lot more words in a smaller amount of space, right? So we made a song, and we liked it a lot and submitted it to, there was a song competition online hosted by DJ Khaled. Okay. And it was like one of those voting things, you know? And we had never done anything like that. And we were like, oh, this could be cool. And we submitted, and we finished in the top 30 out of like over 7,000 artists around the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so we were like, damn, maybe we should.
You're all right.
Yeah. It was like, maybe we should like do this for real.
Yeah.
And so from there, we, you know, it's hard to stay consistent, but we've been doing it, man. Really making strides over the past few years. And this last year was like the biggest year for us, for sure. A lot more show opportunities, a lot. We're about to release a bunch of new music and playing Treefort. So there's things are working out, man.
That's so sick.
Falling into place. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
So you guys have like 4 singles out on Spotify right now. And then do you have like, I'm sure you have a ton of songs that you play at your shows, because you guys tour and stuff. So
we just played a show at the Knitting Factory, and that was a 45-minute set of all originals.
Nice,
dude.
So
huge.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a lot in the backstock. It's just the process of writing, producing, and then the engineering aspect is the biggest issue. And now with Eli needing to take a step back, we don't have the person who does that side of things. So luckily I met some dudes, Tuck and Chili.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Yeah. So I just like,
those guys are sick.
Yeah, I just saw one of their posts for Canopy on Instagram, and I like flirted with him in the comments, dude. And then we met up and vibed, and now we're like best homies. Me, Phil, Tuck, and Chili. And so Tuck's working on the mix for one of our songs right now, and then we're gonna put it out. So yeah, expect a lot more music soon. I'm excited because now all of that backstock stuff, it's like, instead of people like, hey, where can I listen to this? And I'm like, next time I play a show, it'll be actually out there into the
like,
ether.
when can you listen?
I feel like that almost is like a smart like business move though. Is like, not having your full, and just like for driving shows, and being like, hey, and like just building hype. Because building hype is such a huge part of like music culture and stuff now, and like
right, yeah.
But I listened to the songs. I really liked Dream State, and like that line where you like the cougars scream and then the horns come in right there. I love the horns all throughout that song, and then like the last like 30 seconds where it goes out and it's just like the horns and the kick and the hi-hats. That's like such a vibe. Are you like, is someone playing the horns like?
No,
or is it like all
those
produced?
are either samples or produced in. But yeah, that song, we're gonna release a music video for that one.
Oh yeah,
working with a local guy, homie. But yeah, that song's about my pops.
Really?
Yeah. So, but that kind of stuff, I do have one of my best friends from childhood. It kind of like all of this whole thing. There's people who keep presenting themselves, and I'm like, this is like my childhood friend, but they have some skill that like I can utilize for this project, which is crazy. Like like the guy who's doing all my cover art is all of this stuff. Like is one of my best friends from Pocatello from childhood.
Yeah.
And he's an architect, and he's like, yeah, for sure, I'll do that for you.
That's
like,
sick.
And then but I had a buddy come into town from St. Louis. His name's Tim, and he played trumpet for Notre Dame. And he came out and like wrote trumpet pieces to every one of our songs and played. Yeah. But we really like that sort of like jazzy, like a lot of horns, a lot of brass. Like I think it's super fun.
It reminded me of Brass Tracks a lot.
Okay.
I listen to them.
Yeah.
I think they come through Boise quite a bit, or at least they used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, big and brassy. That shit's rad.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Let's get into it. If you had a surgeon and a chef,
Okay.
and
I'm excited about this.
the surgeon is there to cut off a little chunk of your skin, or like just kind of dig a little chunk out of you, maybe the back of your leg, something
Okay.
like that. It's gonna grow back, heal up.
Uh-huh.
It's a surgeon for the sake of you're gonna be safe and nothing's gonna get infected or whatever. He takes that, gives it to a chef.
Okay.
Chef cooks it up in the best possible way you could eat person. Would you try yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Like, no question. Yeah, absolutely.
I love you.
You have no idea what you just did for him.
I didn't even have to think about it.
God.
It's okay. It's not that you said yes or no.
Right,
It's just
okay.
I've been I will deal with a hard yes more than a hard no, because I'll ask that to people and they won't even think about it. And I'm like, I get if you don't want to do it, but like, you're not even like curious a little bit? Like,
Dude, how can you not be? How can you not be curious, dude? Like, okay, it's like if you have any sort of confidence in yourself, it's like,
it's a self-esteem issue.
yeah, it
Losers.
might be, dude.
Ah.
I'm just like, yeah, I might taste good.
Like, you might taste good.
Come
Exactly.
on, dude.
Especially like if you knew in advance, maybe you had like 2 weeks, you could like kind of, fatten up a little bit and get like really fucking
Right,
good. Like,
dude, like, and you get to choose what part too. So you're like, ooh, do I want like pork belly kind of going?
And it's
I don't
you.
know.
It's you. Like,
Right. It's me. So we're not risking like eating another human being.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I really don't know what I walked in on, but I love the reaction.
That's a win. This has been Laurance. Yeah, if you want to plug
game over,
whatever,
see you
you
guys.
can head out. Yeah, I'm done, dude.
Oh my god.
Woo.
Chop it up to a victory and see you guys later. This is why I came over. Is he was just like, all right, dude. Hey, local guy, like he's willing to do it. I just really need to ask someone I don't know this question. You guys dressed it up like you cared about any of my project at all, just so that we could get to that question right there.
Look, I'm not
just warming you
discrediting your
up.
music or
Yeah.
anything, but
Yeah, buttered me up, dude. See, there we go. Buttered
Max
me
is
up.
like, I don't even like hip hop.
We could talk about both, but this is just.
Yeah. Well, those are the questions that need to be asked.
I
right?
agree. I agree.
Yeah, I think the world would be a lot less entertaining if we didn't have certain high thoughts like that. And so, yeah, you know, I like talking about myself for sure. Like, I can't deny that, but I also really, really enjoy things like that.
You like a nice hypothetical?
Oh my God,
Hell yeah.
dude, scenarios for days. I'm into it,
Yes,
bro.
dude.
I'm into it.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Okay, here's a hypothetical. Would you can play any gig you want outside of Idaho, like you can tour whatever, but no one will like really know you. Like you'll do okay at the shows, but no one's gonna like know you. Or you can do like same amount of shows in Boise, but you're like a local legend. Which do you prefer?
The former, because I think that what I'm doing right now, grassroots fan base, is like super important. I get a lot of support, like from work. I meet people, and then opportunities arise, just like this one, right? And also, people will just come out to support me, and then they're like, "Oh, was not expecting this to be so good and fun." So. But I think that the former, I think going somewhere else and traveling and meeting new people is one of my favorite. Oh, excuse me though. One of my favorite things to do is meet new people and see how other people live in a different area. And I always tell everybody, and my team included, is like we play the exact same show to 3 people as we would 3,000 people. No matter what, it's all about like sharing our art and having a good time, and then also promoting like this sort of like mentality and community that we promote, which is full acceptance, full love.
Look at you.
This guy's
beautiful.
well spoken.
Step brother Ali, dude.
Hell yeah!
All right, let's talk.
Laurance the Machine.
Let's talk about the fit a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lion ring.
Uh-huh.
Significant or just cool?
Just cool.
Yeah.
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 I found it at Eyes of the World before they closed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like it a lot. But we do have we have 2 songs out right now. So 2 of the 4 that are out have a cat sound. So so Dream State,
Yeah.
Cougar Scream.
Yeah.
And then also Nostalgia has and I Just Can't Wait to Be King. And it's a lion. So it
Circle of
Some
life.
significance.
it's a circle of life. Yeah. But the fit, my girlfriend bought me a chain for like a year ago, I think, for the first time. And I was like, because I was like, I kind of want to like start wearing jewelry a little bit. And then I just, after that, it was game over and I just went full force. It's just accessories are fun. And
I agree.
And I think that if I'm going to actively be an artist with the goal of being an artist full time for a living, then I should probably look the part that suits me, right? It's always going to be genuine, but maybe just a little bit exaggerated.
I like that.
How do you feel when you're out in a lightning storm then?
Usually not out in a lightning storm is how it goes.
What if someone pushed you in the water?
That's when I wear my lightning rod nose ring.
I have that hooked up to my phone and it charges it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Hell
got
yeah.
like a little extender piece.
My phone gets like a little bit better service when.
Right.
Nice.
Okay. You're a bartender, or
Correct.
you work at the Mode though.
Yeah.
So are you actually a mixologist? And do you have to have like a degree in douchebaggery to be a mixologist?
You don't have to have a degree in douchebaggery to be a mixologist. You have to have a degree in douchebaggery to call yourself a mixologist.
I see.
So
For the label. It's
it's the label. Like, I actively don't want to be called a mixologist. I mean, I've been behind a bar for 14 years.
Yeah.
And I've done I helped run the cocktail program at the Lively, which is like fine dining craft cocktails, and now I'm at the Mode. I've done a lot of different styles of bartending, and I have like created cocktail programs. So like I definitely know what I'm doing, but whenever anyone is like, "Oh, so you're a mixologist," and I was like, "Not really." It really does, like, that word now, it just has that sort of meaning to it, and I'm like, I'm not that person. It's like people calling me a rapper. I don't like to be called a rapper because I'm not a rapper. I'm an artist, and I sing just as much as I rap. And even when I do rap, like verses and stuff, there's usually a melody to it as well. So it's not just like me going out and rapping, spitting bars. Especially because I'm not super well versed in that either. Like, I can't freestyle. I have to practice my pieces a lot because that's, I want to get it down. But the mixology thing,
I didn't know there was
tough.
a stigma behind the word.
See,
There's a couple people I've met recently that also had no idea.
but I thought it was like well known. I
feel like maybe it's bar culture, because
Yeah.
I worked at a bar for like over a year and stuff, and so
behind the counter.
So you get it.
yeah, and
Right.
like also though, like when I think mixologist, my head immediately goes to the fucking guy from 2013 that's got like the fucking way too tight pants, wearing suspenders with like a black button up underneath, and like a really curled up waxed mustache and a huge pompadour and like fucking Oxford glasses or something.
I thought you were like this. I thought you were like, oh, dude wore a monocle. What?
Or
The
yeah, a
Monopoly
monocle
guy?
would be way worse. But and then yeah, like just and then like checker boots. Is that my phone?
Keep it together. It's
Shit.
okay. It's okay. You'll just hear about it
Lawrence,
afterwards.
will you please
once I leave.
Hand me another beer.
Better make sure those cameras stay on.
Sam's is gonna shotgun it. He's like, oh
Next
god.
episode, I'm wearing an eye patch, and I'm like,
He
I'm
fell
playing,
down the stairs.
I'm playing a pirate character. Arg.
I fell down on the stairs onto my eye. It was crazy.
And then Max beat the fuck out of him. Turn the fucking ringer up. Was it? Oh, so what is, if you're a mixologist, what's a drink that, like, I always hear people, when I think mixologist, for some reason, I thought of an old fashioned, and it's because I always hear, like, I guess mixologist, not a bartender, will say, like, everyone does it wrong. This is the right way. Like, is there like a cocktail that every place does differently? And then is there one that, like, you do right that you see every place do wrong? If that makes sense.
I think that every place, for the most part, does things a little bit differently. But when it comes down to it, like, when you're going to a place that does things well, the biggest differences between that place and another place that does things well is either like slight variation or like quality of ingredients.
Okay.
So like I think that, or just like maybe a little tweak on a recipe, but old fashions are tough to do because they're super simple, but that's why they're tough, because
Gotcha.
every little piece of it matters.
Okay. I've been very curious to try absinthe.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear so many people say that you can't get real absinthe in the States. You got to go out somewhere. You got to import it from somewhere. You got to do something. And how do you get absinthe, I guess is the question. Do you know how to?
There is absinthe in the United States. Maybe it's not real absinthe, but there's like European absinthe and absinthe from the Middle East that
The shit they drink in Moulin Rouge. Where do you get that?
right? So that would be like not legally distributed in the United States, because it's that stuff that's like, and it's also really high proof, like 80% alcohol, so 160 proof. But at the same time, like there's a lot of absinthe that you can get in the United States that like same botanicals, same sort of thing, but it's usually like 110 to 120 proof. So it's still real absinthe, but it's like people who say that usually are A, pretentious, and B, don't really actually know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think even absinthe made in the United States is fantastic. Like it's all just about quality of ingredients and mixture.
Where do you get it?
I have some at the Mode.
Okay.
You can get it at any of the
We
liquor
used to keep
stores.
some in the back room at Space Bar, like where we had the print shop area, and Will would pour it out for people and stuff. But
yeah. Well, and also at the Mode, that's the only place that I know that we have like an actual absinthe dripper.
Oh, with the sugar cube and like
so it's like
it's like
this big like thing with ice water up here in a tank, and then it's got like a bunch of drippers on the outsides of it, and you just twist to decide how fast you want the water to come out, and you have a glass with absinthe in it, and then a little tray with a sugar cube, and the water drips onto the sugar cube, and that cold sugar water goes into the absinthe, and that's like traditionally how it was drank.
We had one in the back room at Space Bar, but they still had their liquor license. But like, it was. I mean,
is it on the menu or do you have to like?
You can just come in and ask. You can see it from the other side of the bar.
So like, but still like I don't know. Like it sounds like if you know that it's there.
Yeah, it's definitely not on the menu. It's a very expensive contraption.
Sure.
So
all right, we'll go to the Mode soon.
Yeah, come see me.
I want to try it. It sounds fun.
I feel like when you first hear, like, everyone hears like the stories about absinthe and like the little green fairy and stuff, right?
I mean, it's like, just like anything else, dude.
It's just liquor. It's
the entertainment industry has their own take on everything and their own like.
Fucking let me have this, guys. It sounds like fun.
It is fun.
Yeah,
I mean, it is.
It is. Yeah, dude. When you super trip on absinthe.
Yeah.
Makes every man a visionary.
So hard that you think your ear's chocolate and you give it to a lady.
Oh my god.
Is that a Van Gogh thing?
That was a Van Gogh reference. Yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Nice, dude.
Sick.
Nice. But yeah, dude, come in and have some absinthe with me. You like black licorice?
Not a big licorice guy.
Okay, because that is a main profile.
Oh,
flavor profile.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, that's what I remember actually.
Is like licorice root and some other botanicals.
No, I remember the first time I had it with Will, and I was like, "Wait, that's just licorice."
Licorice.
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 Right.
Pun master.
I love it. Thanks, Dad.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Did you do your taxes? It's tax season.
I have not yet.
Dog.
Yeah.
I haven't done
Well,
mine yet.
I went to a local guy last year because now that I have the business.
I have a guy that's really good. You
Yeah.
should go to him. I'll send him.
Yeah, dude.
He's really good.
Yeah, please.
He's a really good guy.
Sick.
It's really good.
He's
Sick.
Mormon, so you know he's got his shit locked in.
There we go, dude. The LDS Church is it's the New Age Catholic Church.
They
man.
know their regulations,
They
brother.
know their-
I'm
yeah, they
sorry.
know their stuff.
They know
But,
their rules and regs.
Yeah, I might have to take you up on that. It's a lot tougher now because I've sold a lot of merch over the past couple of years, and also I can now use things as business expenses.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
No, that's what he specializes in that. It's like pretty cheap too. And
Dope.
he also does like, you can like hire him to do like just on monthly regular like bookkeeping services and stuff too.
dope. Depending on how much we perform, I would love to, because I've been blessed with people who A, enjoy my merch, and B, will pay for it because they want to support. So
You guys got a cool vibe. I enjoy it. It's very like
Like that each person has their own little.
yeah.
yeah,
Zhuzh
we've
on
got
everything.
shout out to Megan. She goes by the Naked Neighbor on Instagram.
I've heard of.
Yeah, she's one of my she's like the best friend I've made in the past year, and has cancer, but she's at the tail end and hoping cancer free by spring, baby. But she's helped a lot with my style personally.
Yeah.
She helps me she helps style me for performances and stuff.
Mhm.
She's made me custom clothing before.
Oh hell yeah.
And then also, she did most of my merch. So we've got the reason I have bar keys is because of her.
The bar key idea is genius, honestly. As soon as you
Yeah.
hand these out, I was like, that's so smart as a bartender.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Shows like such a, that's such a good shout out to the industry.
Yeah, I want to keep that on brand. Like our branding is pretty easy to follow, and a lot of that is service industry stuff, right? And but not a lot of people are doing weird stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I like the idea of, yes, you can have wearable merch, but also if you have merch that has functionality,
Utility.
then it's a lot more likely that people will buy it. So we've got crossbody bags or fanny packs.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
So we've got some of those too that we sell.
Oh, sweet.
One of them is a picture of Phil and I from church camp
That's
when we were kids.
That's so good.
It is a patch on one of those.
That's really good. That's
So I
awesome.
guess we just really like to show embarrassing photos of each other on our merchandise and call it art.
We're from a same cloth.
Something about putting a cheesy old photo that you had on or I think especially album covers,
Mhm.
it changes the whole everything. It
Right.
goes from cute to that's sick.
That goes hard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's it's an exposing thing too, right? Going back to artistry and being genuine and all of that. It's that kind of thing where it's I'll expose who I was, who I am, and be true to everyone that I'm talking to, because that's all people want really is I don't need a fake personality to be entertained by anymore, because there's so many out there. It's if I want to really enjoy an art form, I want it to be someone who I can root for, who I can believe in, who I know so well from instances like this.
Yeah.
And then also it's that's how you gain a loyal fan base too, because it's I love John Bellion. He's one of my favorite artists of all time, if not the favorite. And it's I just want to hang out with the dude.
Well, look at Doechii too, right?
Yeah.
She had a YouTube and was just being herself for years and years and years,
Right.
and then finally just blew up, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, and everybody loves it, and so it's I think, and our generation specifically, younger millennials, Gen Zs, kind of we were the first generation to kind of have these abilities to have put everything, all of us out there, you know, like that.
Right.
And I think like when you look at like, YouTube and the successful people there and like in other spaces, a lot of the ones that have had success and keep success for a long time are the ones that are like the most genuine and the most themselves. And it's the most like, this person seems like someone I could hang out with.
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah,
like that's
exactly.
the thing. Like,
exactly.
You want to feel like you could like run into this person and like hang out with them for a day or whatever, and it would be the best time ever.
Yeah, for sure.
So Kanye.
Yeah.
Is that too authentic, or
We're on the same wavelength. I was just thinking about Kanye.
How do you warm up before shows?
Well, I find whatever song I'm least confident in remembering the lyrics, and then I just have a complete panic attack about it. No, no. I mean, that's partially true. But no, I do like old like vocal warm ups that I used to do in choir. I like definitely take care of my voice earlier on in the day. Like, I don't have anything to drink until, like right before the show. I'll have a couple drinks just to like
calm the nerves.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then tea, honey, little bit of caffeine, but it's mostly like a lot of like I talk very lackadaisically, and so when I perform, I want to make sure that I'm getting everything across, and so I over exaggerate, make sure that I'm over exaggerating. So like face stretches are huge for me, because like I can just talk like this without even really moving my mouth forever, and that's fine. But it's like that's not how I perform.
Yeah,
I have to be okay with really enunciating things. Right. So that's a big one as far as like knowing my personal struggles and how I present myself in an everyday scenario. And so I think face stretches, vocal warm-ups in general, because I sing a lot, and so a lot of that is like going back to what you were saying earlier, is like I have to push it sometimes to get up there, because like I talk, my voice is deep too, but my range is big from all of those years doing it. So I've written things that are difficult for me to perform, but I still can hit it, but I have to make sure that I prepare for it as well.
Nice.
Have you ever thought about doing like singing competition shows like American Idol and The Masked Singer and The Voice?
The Voice.
I love that shit.
Yeah, dude. It's cool, man. My mom still to this day like will hey, they're doing auditions for The Voice.
That's so cute.
It is. She's the best, man. But I just don't think that I am that person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think like I could do that, and I think I would maybe do it. Like I definitely would. I don't know how far I'd get. Like I'd do okay maybe, but like I think that's just not my path.
Yeah. Do you watch any of those shows?
I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
I don't like actively watch that stuff.
Yeah. I think it's more of an older person thing. Like
it is.
Gen Xers love
and like older millennials are into that stuff too. But
my dad is a Voice like fanatic.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
it's cool, man. Like there's a lot of people who are incredible, and you get to sample through a lot of different styles and different artists like in one episode.
The coaching aspect is cool too, how they like bring on coaches and stuff,
which like I could definitely use.
Yeah.
Right?
If you were on The Voice, I think the coaches this season are like Pharrell, Snoop, Reba, and Gwen Stefani. Who would you choose?
What a question, bro.
I choose Reba.
McIntyre? My sister and my mom used to watch her show all the time, dude.
I choose her for the sitcom advice.
Right. Yeah. You're like, I actually went and got on The Voice just so that I could be on Reba's team and ask her about
CMT
comedy.
Sitcom.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I probably would choose probably Pharrell or Gwen Stefani. Like,
It seems like your vibe.
yeah. But I really want to just be like confidently say Gwen.
Yeah.
But also I think Pharrell would be cool with the mix of like pop, R&B, and hip hop.
Well, he's been in the industry for so
Right, he's
long
an
and,
absolute
he's a titan.
That's the perfect
You know,
word
Gwen's
for it.
Gwen's huge too, and she's great and stuff. But like, you know, she doesn't have like I feel like the in like genre range that Pharrell and just the like working with other people that Pharrell has had. Like Pharrell's got so many producing credits and feature credits over the years, and like I didn't know who. We're from McCall, right? So we were like small town, right? I didn't know Pharrell Williams until like, and obviously I'd seen him. I didn't know him until Happy like came out, and then I was like,
wild.
Oh yeah, Pharrell, that's who that guy
wild.
is. Yeah, I know.
That's like a completely different person.
I know.
You know,
and then you know I like. And I was like, oh yeah, that's that pop song or whatever that's fucking everywhere, you know? Like, and I didn't really like it. And so I was like, oh yeah, Pharrell's the guy with the big hats that does the Happy song. And I was like, what? Oh, I knew him, but
I mean, that's not wrong.
He is in a way. My favorite thing about Pharrell is I watched like an interview with him a while ago, and he's, how old is he now? Like 50 something?
Yeah.
But he looks so good. And someone was asking him about that, and they were like, just how do you look so young? And he was just like, I wash my face. Like
I just like have hygiene.
Yeah. And it's like so many people don't. And like it's just the simple little soap and water and some moisturizer or something. And you look great.
I feel like
obviously there's the saying.
I feel like another big thing is cigarettes and tobacco products specifically and drinking and stuff, and he never seems like he's like in that big party scene very much,
right? And
that shit ages you hard, especially like 40 to like 50. You know, like my dad's around the same age as him and he looks like he's 70.
Shut up.
But is he taking care of anything?
Taking care of business. He's taking care of business.
Every day I'm taking care of business.
Every way. Yeah. So
working overtime.
Okay. But to go to the Pharrell and like looking amazing thing.
Please.
Have you seen Ludacris?
Yeah.
He was just on he looks great. I did watch the like hip hop one, the Rhythm and Flow on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
So like that sort of like competition thing for rappers is pretty cringy sometimes, but Ludacris was on one of the seasons and he is like same age.
Yeah.
Looks like he's my age, dude. Like in his early 30s. 24, yeah.
You also have one of those faces you could be like from anywhere from 24 to like 44. I would not know.
Right. I've got
you
that.
Look young.
I love that. I am a late bloomer. Have always been like a baby face guy. But yeah, I've been getting that like a lot at the mode. People are like, well, how old are you actually? I was like, how old do you think I am? I think the most commonly I get 28. I'm 33. So I'll be 34 this year.
Nice.
Yeah. But Ludacris is my favorite rapper of all time. I think he's
Luda.
Do you have
when I move, you move. Just like that.
Just like that.
Do you have a okay, what song, if you're in your car driving by yourself, are you just wailing to your heart's content? And then do you have a karaoke song? Like a go-to kind
of. We'll answer the karaoke thing first.
Okay.
Karaoke, I love karaoke. My girlfriend gets so annoyed because like we'll be anywhere or like out of town on vacation and stuff. It's like, so I found this karaoke bar. But karaoke song, Sunday Morning by Maroon 5.
Ooh.
Roses by Outkast.
Love Roses.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
Love Me Dead by Ludo, which is a less commonly known one, but it's a fantastic one. But I actually, before I was writing and making music and stuff, and before I even started, before I started performing my own stuff, I used karaoke as a way to get on stage and like understand like audience interaction and things like that. So I did dude, for like 6 months or more. I did karaoke like minimum twice a week.
Nice. There's quite a few places here that do it.
Different days of the week.
Yeah. That's all. It's like, I mean, we do the same with open mics. It's kind of, gotta
you
get
guys
your
are
reps
both,
in.
You guys are both doing stand up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
How did your first, like, whatever you qualify as a real show, how did that go? Like your first gig or whatever? How'd you get it, and then
I think it went well, man. The homie Rashad.
Rashad Peniston?
Yes, sir.
That's my boy.
DJ Rakim.
DJ Rakim, that's my boy.
Yeah, he's the homie. But I was looking for somewhere to perform. I was like, I think I'm kind of ready to start doing something. And this was 2020, summer of 2023, I think. So like a year and a half, or like a year ago ish, something. Yeah. But I hit him up and was like, hey man, do you know anyone I can talk to like start doing this? Because he's, he integrated himself into the entertainment industry really quickly. And he told me to hit up Axiom the Wise. And so I hit up Axiom, and at that time he was doing hip hop open mic at Neurolux, like once a month.
Okay.
And so it was like you sign up with him beforehand, you can do like 3 songs. And so that was my first thing, and I think we hit it. Like I did pretty well, and then just immediately like integrated myself into the Boise hip hop scene.
Nice.
So I think it was good. We didn't really have a whole lot of music at that point, but it was fun.
Was it like you had someone up there with like 1s and 2s just playing the track, and you? Okay, nice.
Yeah. DJ Andy O was on the 1s and 2s, so I just sent him.
I know Andy O.
Our our tracks. But then now, like, all those guys are homies now. Like, I'm actually going to the Greaves show, to Axiom's opening, so I wanted to go support him. I think that the music scene in Boise, especially the local music scene, has a lot of opportunity for people to come together and really help each other out. Like, one of my biggest things is always to build each other up. Like, there's enough people in this world for every artist to make a living off of their art. There's enough people to be a fan of you. Mm-hmm. So like, why are some people like beefing or like having issues with each other, when it's like we should be all like coming together and helping each other out, helping promote each other. Like, people like to see that better anyways.
I think it's have you heard the analogy of so like if you have your class, or what, you're in 4th grade and you have a pizza party, and they get 2 pizzas or whatever, and they say help yourself. There's some people that will take 1 or 2, and then there's some people that will take like 6 slices of pizza, but it's all because of the same reason, as there might not be more later. And I think when it comes to like even comedy or any kind of performing art, is like the idea that there's only a certain amount of success, and like, you got to get as much as you can because someone else will take it from you or something.
Right. I get that.
But it's like everyone can eat.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too, is like if you have a good relationship with people, like when I eat, you eat sort of situation, right? Absolutely. Where it's like if Axiom opened for Greaves and then all of a sudden like just boom, skyrocketed, like started touring with people, like did all this stuff, like I know for a fact that he would be like, hey, Laurance, do you want to like come to this location and perform? So it's like, and same thing for like you guys, is like we hang out, you one of you guys do like a 20-minute recording of a stand-up performance that you did, and all of a sudden that's viral, and then now you have a lot more opportunities, and it's like, oh, do you know anyone that needs to do, like, that can perform some music from the same area or whatever? It's like opportunity is endless, and I think it's finally understanding that there is enough pizza for everybody.
No, absolutely. And I totally agree with your point. Like, we got to put each other on, right? Like, I've gotten all my best opportunities because I put someone else on to some other show or onto some, and help them get somewhere. And then
and you obviously didn't do it for that reason.
No.
Right.
And like, it's like, I like this person and I want to see them succeed. So I'm going to put them on, like, especially if I enjoy someone, then I think other people will. Like, I want to share them with the world.
Exactly.
For sure.
And that's how it's been with Canopy for me. Because those guys are so talented, so amazing, and they're just like the most genuine, loving dudes ever, and I'm kind of obsessed with them. And so, like, I've helped put them on to multiple shows. They didn't even think they were going to necessarily perform at all this year. They were like, I want to know if we're ready. And then I was like, well, hey, I just booked you guys for this show at Treefort Music Hall. So let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
so
huge.
like, and now they're like, they've performed multiple times. We took a trip to Bend together and performed in Bend. And so it's like, you just find people that you like and they're doing things for the right reasons, and you support that. It all comes back to like ethos and like just having good energy and doing things for the right reasons, not for the money, not for the attention. It's for whatever your specific reason is, but it's like, these people are good people. And so if they're going to work their asses off, I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to help them succeed.
Yeah, dude.
100%.
Gorgeous.
Hundo P.
100 P.
100 emoji moments. Brought to you by Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Maybe. Did you guys see the Seal commercial for the Super Bowl?
No.
Seal?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the Mountain Dew commercial where they had Seal as a seal?
No, what they did?
Yeah. Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I've been trying to get that done for years, man. Seal as a seal.
I do remember you telling me about that a long time ago. The Seal commercial.
You never stopped talking about it. It was like, I need to get Seal as a seal.
Oh, there he is talking about Seal being a seal again. Oh my gosh.
Did you guys watch the Super Bowl?
I sort of watched the Super Bowl. I was at a Super Bowl party and I was eating a lot of food and talking to people and
for the first time ever.
Yeah.
For the first time, I sat and watched the whole game.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Good for you. Do you feel like a grown up?
I still don't know jack shit about football.
Okay.
Like
that must have been tough then.
I don't know. Like,
still don't know about football.
I know about like how the game. I don't like care about the player, whatever, who wins or anything. But like, but it was also, I mean, that game specifically. I feel like whether you're a football fan or not, you could have watched it and like one of these teams is really eating a lot of dick.
Yeah, one doesn't deserve to be there. Maybe.
Yeah, like this dude keeps throwing the ball at the ground.
Yeah, dude. I know you're not searching for more
dicks.
Maybe, dude. Like I didn't want to be the guy that goes in calling it sport ball or whatever, being like nice slam dunk or what. Like I feel like I've evolved past that. I wanted to try to understand. It was
right.
I don't know. I liked watching it and kind of I would find the little things that made me want to pay attention. And I also didn't want to be the person that's like, I watched the commercials or I watched Super Bowl for the commercials or whatever.
Yeah, there's like Super Bowl like things that you don't want to say because you just don't want to be that person at the Super Bowl party.
Because it got to where like now everyone says it and then it's just hacky. And I'd rather come up with my own silly jokes about the Super Bowl to show I was paying attention or something.
I did watch the halftime show. I paid very much attention to the halftime show.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The halftime show was sick.
I watched a video of it. We were in Seattle at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so we very well could have searched out like somewhere we could watch it, but it was the day that we had scheduled to do a bunch of video content for upcoming releases, so I wasn't able to. But I've like seen the video of the halftime show. I've like read articles about it, And so I'm just
There are mixed reviews.
We're in a weird position as a society, but I'm really happy to be alive and experience like some really game-changing, influential things as far as like that goes with Kendrick, and like being able to like do it all for the idea that he's trying to inspire of like making our country a better country and making our society a better place to be, and making it so that like my best friend doesn't have to worry about where we go and like live in small town Idaho sometimes.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Oh yeah,
it is tough.
So Seal was in a Mountain Dew commercial.
Yeah, that's right.
And they put his face on a seal on a big rock, and then a wave crashed up and a bottle of Mountain Dew flew up, and then he grabbed it, and then he sang Kiss from a Rose, but with some Mountain Dew lyrics in his splice.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, but
It sounds very Super Bowl commercially.
yeah, it was fun.
It's a commercial I wrote when I was 6 years old.
Dude, do you guys know Wins?
I know the name. When
Yeah.
Chili was on, he was talking about him a lot.
Okay. So
They had that
'cause,
local commercial that
that was on the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
There were a lot of local film people that worked on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was
It's like some grocery store in Chicago, I think.
something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember like
I mean, he's a good-looking dude, man.
For sure.
I get it.
yeah, a lot of my friends, like I remember like a month or two ago, we're posting like behind the scenes picture, like just late night grocery store shoot. And I was like, oh yeah, like we've all done those a lot. And then they put up like what it was for. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, good for you guys.
That's sick. Yeah, I honestly had no idea
Yeah.
until people were posting it like about it on the day.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this is kind of a big deal. Also, how did I not know about this? I see him once a week because we're all a part of like the Mastery team at Mastery Arts. And so we meet.
You work with them?
I am now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did a commercial with them last summer.
Hell yeah.
They're really cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I had no idea. Why did I not know that?
Yeah, that's wild.
Was I just like not paying attention? Probably.
I mean, it could also.
I don't know.
He probably. What I've learned from commercials is like there's always a chance it's not going to air, and I've noticed most people don't want to mention it until like it's something.
Right. Okay.
So
that
there's
makes
a good
sense.
chance they were just keeping it kind of under wraps and.
That makes sense.
Max with the logical thinking.
Right.
Well, I've done
appreciate
commercials
it.
and
Okay.
that no one's ever seen, and it's just like what's the point? There was one day, a lot of them, it was like one day I was on set for 8 hours, and you do kind of forget about it if you're working a lot.
It's just like
and
normal day to day, right?
kinda, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm also like crazy smart and just like get the logic. And,
You are,
it scares me sometimes.
It's crazy because there's this like visible like aura around your head where I'm just like, this dude is
like we're like dressed
genius.
kind of the same, but like you can tell that like there's a lot more going on in here.
100%. Yeah.
100 emoji. Yes.
Do you guys mind if I take a pee?
No, yeah,
Go for it. Yeah, no, go for it. Don't put the seat up.
What?
Just don't put it up.
Yeah, we are a sit when we pee household.
No, it's
I'll sit while I pee.
Hell yeah, dude. I don't want it to sound like you're frying. I don't want it to sound like you're frying chicken in there.
why
Okay.
water is high. Don't let it drip. Dip.
I was at work the other day, and at work I stand up when I pee, and it's just I gotta bring. You've heard the joke 1,000 times.
Yep. Okay.
But I went to the bathroom, and I was normally don't really think about it because I never are. It's like a thick door, and you can't hear shit going. You can't hear a toilet flushing in there. But I have this thought in my head whenever I go to the bathroom that whoever's in the building will like put their ear up against it and be like, fucking, you've been in there too long. I haven't heard shit. Whatever. Just because there's one coworker I had who just commits time fraud in the bathroom. And in my head, when I go to the bathroom for 30 seconds, they're just like, fucking, come on, man. But that's mostly me just projecting whatever. The point is I went to the bathroom and stood when I peed. And then I came out and my two coworkers were staring at me. And I was like, hey, guys, say something or stop looking at me. It's weird. And they were like, were you frying something in there? I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, that was fucking loud. And I was like, why are you listening? Why do you give a shit? Second, the same question I asked the first time, just to reiterate, why do you care? And it turns out it's because they had also heard my joke about sitting when I pee, and they're like, it's that loud when you're sitting? And I was like, no. It fell from a great height.
It did.
It was loud. Yeah, that's on me. And
you
so
frying
now,
chicken in there, baby?
yeah, and so now I aim for the side.
You frying chicken in there, baby? Oh no, you just pee loud.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, one of my coworkers, there's a good chance that was his mindset. The other one, he was probably just like, oh.
Peeing
That's
loud is a
frothy.
sign of dominance.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a sign that you're a peak male.
That's good, because whenever I pee now, I just scream.
Ah!
Everyone's like, wow, what an alpha. What a fucking adult.
You know what else shows that you're an alpha? Sorry. Is if you pull your pants all the way down to your ankles at the urinal.
Yeah.
Big alpha
Mhm.
energy showing cheek at the urinal.
I mean, unironically, I feel like maybe you won't
And
be
holding
labeled.
it like butters.
Yeah, like unironically, I feel like you might not be labeled as an alpha, but there will be people like, he just doesn't give a fuck. And that's cool.
Alpha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that the guy who created the term alpha for like wolf packs spent his entire career trying to take it back because it wasn't a thing?
Because it wasn't a thing?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Oh, because like an alpha wolf
Yeah,
isn't
it's
a
like
thing?
not really a thing. It's just something that they see in zoos mainly because like in a pack it's mostly family based.
There's not
And
a
so it's
main
just there's a
wolf?
patriarch but it's not like an alpha wolf and they don't like fight or anything. Like most of the males will just like leave and make their own family pack.
What?
Yeah.
So in nature,
Are
there's
you
no...
exposing the idea of
An
alpha
male
wolf?
Yeah. How it's not real. And the guy who came up with it was like trying to basically walk it back after he released the info because it ended up not being like a real thing.
After
Wow.
he dropped that... oh.
Phone in the bathroom.
Oh, I thought...
Yeah, I found that out. Oh, I was watching. What the fuck was I watching? Oh my god. Maybe I think it was like one of the Green brothers, like Hank Green or John Green or something, but SciShow or something. But yeah, it was basically like the guy that like wrote, you know, the book that like a lot of the alpha male like shit is based off of, and the whole terminology where it derived from was this guy as a biologist or zoologist who studied wolves, and was like studying them in zoos and stuff and in like man-made built packs, and he noticed that there was like, you know, they would fight amongst each other to like for like a pecking order almost, right? Like, and
Would it have to do with like they're getting food sort of thing and just the best
like
whoever...
that type of stuff, like in zoos and stuff, and like, you know, just being like and so then but when they started looking at like over the long term what actual packs in the wild do, they noticed it's a lot more like familial. Like there's a father and mother, and they have a bunch of kids and a bunch of grandkids and stuff, and then eventually the male wolves, and when they hit like 2 or 3 years old, they'll leave the pack and just go start their own packs.
Okay.
And so like there really is no alpha wolf in any pack because it's just one family, and there's just a
Right.
patriarch and a matriarch, right?
Right.
And it's really the mother that like is the one that is
that makes
more
sense.
It's a full moon tonight,
on it,
speaking
so-
of.
Is it
Yeah.
beautiful?
That's awesome.
I love that.
I
Also,
hope it's clear. It's supposed to snow like a couple inches tonight.
oh,
Yeah. It's supposed
don't
I heard
need
we're
that
supposed to have a
anymore,
storm on Friday. That's supposed to
That
be
too.
pretty intense.
I actually think I have a weather advisory.
who
right
built the Legos in the bathroom?
now. Me? The van?
Yeah,
Dude,
that's so sick.
Yeah, it's like
Dude.
my favorite set ever.
Dude.
So my girlfriend Katie, she and I are obsessed. Dude.
Legos? Dude.
We have like a whole like thing in our living room is like just like display of Legos. I got the Avengers Tower
That's
that I
the
built,
van. Hell yeah.
and like Bowser, and just like
My roommate,
some
our
of these
other
big
roommate
ones.
has
I got
Bowser.
sick, yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's dope.
some like that was one of my favorites.
The other one's cool because he like fires the fucking thing
the
and
flame,
like his fingers all move and shit. You can set him up.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
cool.
that one. I think one of my favorites too is the Home Alone house. I built that.
You have that
That's
one?
cool.
Yeah, dude.
Does that have like the shadow, like silhouettes dancing in the thing?
Uh-huh.
So, like, nice.
Oh, I wanted to get that one really bad.
It's dope.
Yeah, that van is so cool because like you can close the door and then there's like a button underneath that you push and the door pops out and like slides
Sick.
open and like the spare tire on the front, it's like all linked up so you can turn the spare tire and the steering wheel and the front two tires turn. Yeah,
Sick.
it's super cool.
Sick.
Are you guys both Pokemon? You
Oh, yeah,
are.
you're
Are
a
you
Pokemon
also a
guy?
I was so obsessed as a kid. Like I had so many cards. But I've been recently playing the Pokemon trading card
the
game.
TCG Pocket,
Yeah,
dude, it's fun.
It's super
I was
fun.
super addicted for like the first month it was out, and I literally had to force myself to stop playing it because I was spending way too much time on it.
Because it's one of those games that, like where you have to wait kind of to get new cards, but you don't have to wait to play it.
No, yeah, you can just play people online all
Forever.
day long.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, and it's so addictive when you like win a match and stuff and like building the decks. I could spend so much time just building decks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Is that what? Is it like a new Pokemon thing?
it's a newer app, so they basically took the card game and they condensed it to be like faster and have less cards and be like more streamlined.
Yeah.
And then they also like let you open like 2 digital packs of cards a day.
Yeah.
And so
It's
there's
the people who made Pokemon Go.
yeah.
And so I had the Pokemon trading card game on my Game Boy Color when I was a kid.
Oh, that game is
Dude, it was wild, but it's so hard because it's like the real all of
that
the
game was
cards,
tough.
like
60 cards in a deck. Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
But yeah, my buddy told me about this one, and I was like,
It's super fun.
I probably should.
It's super fun. I paid for like premium for a month and like
kind of want
did
to,
like a
dude.
bunch
I
of like
kinda
opens
want
and
to.
stuff. I was trying to like, cause I'm such a freak. I like want to complete it, you know, like I want every number of every card, right? And so like I was getting too obsessed with it to the point where I'm like paying for fucking packs and stuff. And I'd be like, all right, now I have literally 10 unopened Pokemon packs sitting on the desk over there. My entire closet is full of Pokemon cards.
Nice.
I have like,
It's been
I'm a
hard.
freak.
Yeah, I was like the last game I played was Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and
Like on the color.
yeah,
Oh dude,
and then I had red, blue, green and yellow, and then silver and gold,
That's right.
and then
yellow, red, and blue.
and I
Laurance
collected
the Man.
Pokemon cards forever, dude.
Yeah.
And then, but you know, it comes and goes, and then now it's like just too much.
Oh yeah, it's a
Like-
lot. It's a lot for sure.
But I have a Charizard card. I have a bunch of Pokemon cards that are probably worth a lot of money, but then I also don't know where some of them are, and they're not in my binder anymore. So I'm like, did I like give some of those to somebody or something? Like,
Worst mistake I ever made was selling all my like old Pokemon games and like my Nintendo DSs in college for cash to use for like drinks and shit. And now 3DSs and Pokemon games are worth all like $300 each.
Yeah.
And I got like $80.
yeah, you're
all of
like,
it.
no.
Yeah, I'm like so mad.
My drunk college self was such a dumbass.
Dude, I've played almost every single Pokemon game since like Emerald, which like was
Is
the first one I
after-
played, which was like right.
After
That's
I played,
after
right?
Heart Gold. Like when they came out with the Game Boy Advance, they released like a remake of Red and Green, and then they released the new ones, like the 3rd gen, which was like Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald.
Okay,
And that's when I got into
I remember those.
because I was like, that was like 2003, 2004.
Okay, because how old are you guys?
27.
27.
Okay, cool.
We're at that like 6-month part of the year where we're both the same age.
It's the best part of the year.
Oh my god. Do you guys just feel even more connected
I
than
feel
normal?
so
connected.
close.
like
Yeah.
like the same brainwave, but like shorter.
During those 6 months,
Your
we
heads
sleep
are
in
always
the
twisting.
same bed. Yeah,
Sick.
Because
Do you guys-
same age, so
We push
Right.
them together,
Uh-huh.
and then we have one big bed.
Is it like Do you guys
a long way.
spoon and then just like you have a schedule on the fridge of like who's big spoon, who's little spoon?
No, we just sleep. So we have our beds pushed together long
You
ways.
sleep dick to dick?
And we sleep feet to feet so that the soles of our feet are touching at all times.
Wow.
And that
So
way
like
the energy is
I was gonna
always
say, so
pushing
like
back and forth.
like how people say like they like to get grounded at the beginning of the day, but you guys
We
are
ground
just like
each other in
yeah,
a way.
yeah.
Kind of
Damn.
complete that
Yeah.
circuit.
That's tight,
Circle.
dude.
Yeah,
Life,
people
you
think
know?
dick to dick is close, but soul to soul is way closer.
Yeah.
Soul to soul, dude.
It's another band name.
That is a band name. That's great.
But I guess the reason did you guys see that McDonald's is doing Pokemon thing with Happy Meals?
Yeah,
now?
I did.
Yeah, we saw it on the road trip this past weekend.
Yeah, I was there for work, and I was in the work truck, and we were grabbing McDonald's breakfast. And I was like, "Can I get 7 Happy Meals with all the different toys, please?"
I'm a boy. Give me the boy one.
No,
It's like, dude, you can wait, Samson. You don't get to have all 7 different ones in
I
one
want 'em
purchase.
all in one, dude. I have 7 kids at home, and I need to feed them. all
And
Happy
if
Meals.
there's any repeats, they'll get so
They'll get
pissed.
so mad they'll die. They'll die with repeats.
And a McChicken. That's for me.
And a McDouble. I want to make a
McDouble
big
with mac
gangbang.
sauce, dude.
Dude, McChicken with mac sauce.
Yep.
That's yeah.
That's the move, dude, is add mac sauce to whatever you get.
I remove the mayo from the McChicken and I add mac sauce every time.
You remove you asked for it with
yeah,
everything.
like
you
no
did.
mayo but mac sauce.
He does
Yeah.
physically does it himself.
At the window.
No, thank you.
Staring them down.
Yeah.
I fucking hate mayonnaise. And they're like, why didn't you say something? I'm like, because
I want you to.
I like to actively get rid of it.
Every McDonald's you can see right by the drive-through door, there's a puddle of mayonnaise where Samson scraped his off.
Do you guys remember in like 2017, 2018 when it was super viral to like go through a drive-through and grab like the ice cream by like the ice cream or like just grab it and like do that with it or whatever?
That's one of those pranks that I appreciate because they're the second time they're the butt of the joke throughout the whole. But like there was a phase where like the prank was you take whatever and you just chuck it back in there, and that's lame.
fucked.
But
Yeah,
like
that's mean.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't like mean pranks.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna
It's-
hate this one then. So
Oh boy,
Great.
what?
All right, I'm listening.
when I was in middle school, me and my stepbrother and one of his friends went to the Walmart in Caldwell
Mhm.
and we grabbed an air horn
Oh boy,
and we grabbed a roll of duct tape
no.
and they had a tent hanging from the ceiling. And we duct taped the air horn on and threw it into the tent and then
And
ran
you,
out.
You hit that on the first try.
Yeah, we laughed.
That's impressive.
I didn't hit it.
pretty
I didn't throw it,
impressive,
but
but
the kid that we were with threw it.
Okay.
mean but impressive.
Mean, yeah, exactly. I'm like, damn, you can't be that mad at it,
It's
dude.
the
It's like
Waltons.
That's
I guess
why
the
the
employees don't deserve that, but
the kid. Yeah, but if I was an employee there, I'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah,
I have like, I'm definitely
making
on the
$7
spectrum,
an
and I
hour.
I'm definitely on the spectrum, and I have like audial like things that
Everyone's just,
really get to me.
yeah.
And so I would not be happy, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, they taped the air horn, and then like first try threw it to the ceiling and got it inside the tent. Like that's such a baller
It was pretty
move.
miraculous.
I
wish
don't
we
know
had-
what to think about it.
I wish it was
honestly.
during the time of smartphones so we could have filmed it, but we all had like NV2s, you know? And so like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you guys ever have a razor?
I didn't have Razor, but my mom had the pink Razor when it came out.
Sick.
Mine was like I had that Casio like indestructible flip phone that had like that little like ring for like carabiners to clip on. It was like a
Oh, yeah.
construction phone or
Right,
something.
right, yeah. It's like, did you
Your
get
dad
that?
would get you that.
Yeah. I bought it. I traded a
really?
gibberish hoodie for it.
That's
Sick.
such a like middle school, high school
On new
move.
schoolers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I went on
I
the
always
not
wanted
skiing
to-
related
I
intro.
used to do that
I just
all the
wanted a
time.
sidekick.
Is that the one that
Sidekick.
slides
That
like,
you, like,
into the?
Hit it and it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, my buddy Stefan had the jukebox, which was similar. It was like
This flips like.
it was like this. Yeah, and it like went.
Was that the one that was like
and it
that
had a little
thin?
yeah,
Like,
and it had a
really-
little slider on it, like that you could rotate around. I remember playing Simpsons Hit and Run on that thing.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I remember like that phone was advertised as like an MP3 player / phone. Like you could put your 30 songs on it or
I
whatever.
remember like I remember being a kid and like right when iPods hit the market, I asked my mom for an iPod and she got me the shitty ass MP3 player.
Yeah.
That could only hold like 16 songs or something.
Yeah. And then she was like, well, you wanted an iPod.
And then she put her music on it, you know, that fucking bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to like the Across the Universe soundtrack at school every day. Which actually is sick. Actually goes super hard.
Yeah, it's
so
like, Mom, I hated you then, but thanks.
I'm like a 5th grader kicking around rocks in the thing. I'm like, I've just seen the face and I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just a girl. And I'm like, just sad boy. Right. Beatles kid.
Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
Such a weirdo.
but you would never let anyone see what songs are on your MP3 player?
Well, and like, I remember there's like a couple songs from that. And there's a couple like songs from like Stadium Arcadium or something for the children. Or like,
nice,
I remember
dude.
Snow was on there. My mom loves that song. We used to listen to it all the time. My mom was a huge Chili Peppers, huge
funny.
Red Hots fan. They hate
sick.
the Chili Peppers.
Do they?
Yeah, I read Anthony Kiedis's like memoir or whatever when I was in college, and he like they talk about how like they don't like being called the Chili Peppers. They don't like it when people shorten their name. If anything, call them the Red Hots. But say the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I the whole like iPod MP3 thing makes me think of like how moms always say like just Nintendo. Like
any game system.
Any console is like you just sit down there and play your Nintendo, and it's like, well, actually, Mama was playing the Xbox, so
this is a PSP, you moron.
Yeah, dude, exactly. PSP. I had one of those.
Dude, those were
you
sick.
bought it for
the
me,
tiny
Mom.
discs.
Yeah, dude. I used to hide mine in my room. My parents were really strict growing up, and I used to hide mine in my room and then grab it and watch Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe, dude, when I was supposed to be sleeping under the covers, dude. Just like Aslan.
Nice.
Chronic, be my guy.
I used to do that with Pokemon.
See, that's what this is. This is Aslan.
That's Aslan.
Yeah. So.
Did you watch the Lonely Island Narnia song ever?
No.
They have a what's it called? Sunday morning, I think. Sunday afternoon or something like that. But it's with them and you know the guy in Hot Rod who's the AM radio announcer?
Oh fuck!
Who like
what's
has
his
the
name?
tattoo?
Yes.
Like,
What's his name?
I forgot his name, but he's in it too, and they something like that. But yeah, they sing a song where they're like just talking about meeting up with their friends to watch Narnia. And
sick. Dude.
That's one of the scenes from a movie that I don't like a ton, but is burned into my memory. Is when he shows his tattoo and he goes, "See, this is Calvin pissing on AM radio here." And another stream going to television.
He was AM
here.
radio. He pisses on the television.
Or he's AM radio.
Radio's one up top.
Yeah, and he's like pissing on FM radio here and television here. And above here we have AM radio safely dry above. And then he's like, I like to think that the split stream is because he maybe had sex the night before and has a little cum stuck in there.
A little residual residue. Yeah.
I remembered that for so long because when I first saw that movie, I had never come before. And so I was like, wait, what? And then I remember the first time it happened to me being like, oh my God, that does happen.
You thought of Hot Rod. Yeah. That's really
every
funny.
time I
Dude,
piss after I come, I think
it's I love thinking of your guys' childhood in things that I like experienced in pop culture as like I was in high school.
Yeah.
Name something and we'll tell you where we
were.
were.
It's like that, like Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Like I was in high school when that came out.
I think I was like 6. It must have been 4th, 5th, or 6th grade. I can't remember.
Yeah, and you were just dry shooting.
Yeah.
Up until then, yeah.
I think 6th grade was when I first like finally
I
came, but like I had been like playing around with it. Like I had banged some pillows.
I sometimes do you ever wish that you just it was always like, because I remember as a kid you'd like orgasm and it was like nothing came out. Like that'd be so nice to not have a mess.
True. Mine was always
you just gotta jerk off enough and then
is that how it
you'll
works?
start dry
eventually
spitting.
you run out.
Yeah. Or if you're dehydrated enough.
Oh, okay.
Dude, no.
Okay.
If I know I'm gonna come, I'm drinking like 2 bottles of water beforehand. But I remember
shoot.
yeah, I like when it's spray. I remember for months and months, it was like it would get like up to the point where you're about to, but it like hurt. And so I got scared. I was like, it was like getting tickled like so much to where like,
that's a good analogy.
to where you just like be like, stop, okay, no more, I'm scared. But then there was like one day I'm like, I'm just gonna pout. Like it's a build up. Something's got to happen. Either my dick's gonna explode or like something will come. And then it like not pee came out for the first time, and I was like, oh,
That's a thing.
that's what that is. Okay. There is other stuff that can come out of your dick.
Yeah.
That's not blood. Cool.
It's not blood.
That's beets.
wild.
I had a beet
beets.
salad earlier.
That's one of my favorite Portlandia fucking skits is their ER people and like someone's like people are continually calling in about like blood in their like shit or pee and they're like it's beets like the whole time they're just like it's beets have you had any beets recently you been in a car wreck, have you had any beets recently?
Explains the whole thing. Yeah.
Crazy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, beets.
How'd you come for the first time? And we'll tell you where we were in 4th grade.
Yeah, those line up. Okay. I think that the first time I ever came was in a shower and I used shampoo. And then I was like, whoa, my dick hurts.
Yeah, it stung.
From the
Gotta
shampoo.
do conditioner.
Right, which I had a 50-50 chance, right? And I,
Isn't that right?
and I for sure chose wrong, and I will never make that mistake again.
my God.
I got it out of the way early.
Yeah,
dude.
that's good. That's good.
Like, yeah, I mean, it
You gotta-
do your thing. It hurt it hurt a lot, but it didn't hurt enough to like try again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was definitely like, oh, that was cool.
Did it take you a
That
while
hurt.
to like work up the courage to try again?
No.
It's a few hours later.
Yeah, I was like, you were also a young boy. There's not a whole lot that could happen in your life that would keep you from playing with your dick.
We had a corduroy couch. Shit, dude.
Yeah, anything. Boys are fucking like gnarly, just disgusting creatures. That's for
I
sure.
was just thinking, like, do I get more into it and talk about like the first time I came twice in a day and why I try not to do that anymore? Like,
Wait, you try not to? I
well,
remember
it's just the second time
brag-
never feels as good, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's super true. But I know like people who, when I was a kid, that like tried to come as many times as possible in one day, like tried to jerk off as many times as possible, and like the numbers are crazy, man. Like over 10 times.
That's too much.
Is like,
How do you 8?
That's my number 8. That's my limit.
Is cum even coming out?
No,
at
by
that?
8 you're
yeah.
dry spitting for sure.
Yeah.
7 you
but
maybe
also,
get a
that's
dribble.
Like, it's like a job at that point.
And you gotta be
It's
drinking
like,
so much water. Too
What
much
does that
water.
feel like when you're
It
cum
hurts.
and nothing comes out? Like,
It
do you just
hurts.
kind of like,
well, it's,
It's like the feeling
like
of
dry
it. You're
heaving.
Like, but like you don't get the satisfaction of the release, really.
yeah, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you're still orgasming technically,
That's
but it's
still
just
you.
like not as sensitive, and also your dick probably hurts at that point.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, so like in what, 12
I guess
hours?
I didn't realize
12,
how-
15 hours roughly?
I remember the
Yeah.
first time I tried to go for it. I was like maybe like
So this was intentional. It
9th
wasn't
or
just
10th
lonely.
grade. Yeah, 9th or 10th grade. I was like, I'm gonna try to jerk
There was
off
a goal in mind, yeah.
I'm gonna try to come as many times as I possibly can in a 12-hour period.
12 hours,
And,
dude.
and
Jesus.
like, well, I was
You
thinking.
gotta work tomorrow.
I was
so I
thinking
got an hour.
I was thinking a day, and then
Yeah, okay.
it just turns into you're only awake for, so many hours a day.
How much time between?
The first couple really quick, like the first 5
Oh, yeah,
happen
dude.
within an hour.
Dude, when you're a
but
kid,
then
you, could just,
you
yeah.
like take a break and you like. But I feel like my like reasoning was
Max?
like it did. Yeah. Okay. Hands up.
Did you have like jerk off the day before? Did you kind of build up for a few days?
No,
to,
that was
like-
where I fucked up, I think, is that I didn't save up anything. I just, like, off of a whim, I was, like, homesick one day.
You were sick too?
I'm like
Damn.
homesick and I'm like bored and I'm like, what am I going to do today while I'm homesick? I better figure out how many times it's humanly possible to come.
I'm not getting better.
I could play video games or I could have a fever and jerk off a bunch of times.
So Grand Theft Auto, every time you find a hooker,
it's like you get a little horny and like you got to go back to the strip club to get a new mission. You get a little horny.
Yeah. You're not taking a break from video games. You're taking a break from jerking off to play video games.
At that point,
no. What it turns into like you just looking for videos to use later, right? So you're just like browsing porn the whole time. Like.
Wild,
psychotic.
Dude, I grew up without the internet, man. So.
Oh yeah. See, we came up as the internet
perfect era,
right? Like YouTube birthed as I became able to watch YouTube. I remember like. Watching the first Smosh videos and stuff, and like I grew up on YouTube, you know, like I've watched it grow with me.
I remember the first time like I learned that there was like it wasn't even porn; it was just there are naked girls on the internet, and like I remember
speaking of PSP,
PSSYP, my buddy called me and he was like, "Dude, there's this website I found where you can like see boobs on it." And I was like, fuck, nah.
There's no way.
I went to his house and we were on his dad's computer and his dad was like a doctor. And like, it was like a really nice office. And we were just sitting there, like, we weren't even horny. We were just like curious. And it was this website where like, it was kind of like a video game where you type the website and then you're in like a hotel lobby, like a Sims style kind of thing where like, your person goes up to a person and then there's like dialogue that pops up and then there's like two options of what you choose to say and if you got
choose your own adventure porn, dude.
Kinda, yeah, but like the porn hadn't
cartoon.
even started yet.
Yeah.
Like, but it was like if you chose the right dial, then just a dial up like picture of like boobs like slowly come up. And then I remember we like saw that strike 3. We saw that and then we spent the next 20 minutes trying to find paper to put in the printer to print them out. And we just never got around to it. And then I went home and told my mom, I was like, "Mom, did you know on the internet there's just naked people on there?" And she was like, "How do you know that?" And I was like, "John and I were looking." We saw. And she's like, "You better vote." And she got very mad at me. But I think maybe that's why sex is so taboo. Because I was like, "Mom, why can't I?" Wasn't it wasn't a sexual thing? It was like I want to learn about women or whatever.
Yeah, I think all my like issues around like not sharing and like thinking sex is and being nervous to talk about sex stems from when I forgot to clear the search history on the computer and my mom found the 3-way video that I was watching in like 7th grade and she proceeded to scream at me
what was
saying
the ratio?
How fucked up this is and this is gross and this is disgusting. And all it was,
dudes.
This is a very mild video. It was a guy and his girlfriend blindfolded him and then brought her friend in to give him a surprise birthday 3-way, which like very tame porn video,
very
to be
polite.
honest.
Yeah, if we're talking full porn, that's pretty tame.
And what she doesn't even know is that I'm jerking off and coming before they take their clothes off even.
Yeah,
and then exiting out
so
of it.
excited. Because you're so
you watch for the plot.
You're so excited. Yeah.
Like, I wish I was in that scenario.
I'm just coming to realize that like
realize
we had to get a lot more creative to see naked women.
Sure did.
Back in my day.
Dude, I remember
like there was a tree house I found in this like forest by my house as a kid.
Nice.
That had a nudie magazine, and like one of my buddies would like every time we'd go over there we'd look at it and then he'd like rip out a couple pages and like keep them in a binder under his bed.
Dude, that's like a
shit
movie
like
scene.
that.
I would hate for anyone else to find
straight
this.
up.
I remember my buddy it's so funny that you said we tried to find printer paper to print it out on because I remember like one of my buddies had like this like little wood shack that we had built like out in the backyard of his property because like, you know, we grew up in the boonies, so there's like people have property.
Right.
So we go back out in the woods and like in his little like, you know, shed fort, he's got like printed out.
Is that a section of tree fort that we don't know about?
Yeah.
Jerk off the Boise locals.
But he's just got all these like he's just got all these printed sheets of paper of just like you know, he clearly like went onto Google Images and was like Megan Fox underwear, and like they're just like so
like-
funny,
just, like,
so like
Bad
screenshots,
stock photos,
Just,
screenshots. Yeah.
click print, like,
Wild.
super pixelated, and they're all just out in the woods, like laying there. Oh man, being a
And that was
child.
2 months ago.
We've come a long way, boys.
God, dude. Anyways. Shit, dude. We're about it.
Yeah,
This is a very great time to wrap up. But one more question, just to
Sure.
move away from the, the smut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What makes you happy? It doesn't have to be. We can name a few things.
I
What
think
makes you
that
smile.
I think that art makes me happy. I think that self-expression makes me happy. I think that bonding and meeting new people with a similar outlook and camaraderie like that makes me happy.
Yeah.
My girlfriend for sure, who I'd plan to spend the rest of my life with.
Well,
And my 2 dogs, Buster and Ghost.
Buster and Ghost.
Yeah. And then, I think life's pretty good as long as you work at it.
you seem like you appreciate like a relationship, whether it's romantic or friendly or
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
What's the point of anything if you don't have people to spend it with?
Exactly.
That's
100%, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Right on. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
No, I was just gonna say, do you want to talk about any shows you got coming up or any
Yeah.
promos?
Like, do some plugs real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got I've got 2 singles coming out in the next probably month. Just waiting on some like specifics as far as cover art and that goes. But I've got a single with Germ. He goes by Geronimo. From Late Bloomer, so he'll be opening for a show this weekend. That doesn't matter. That not about that. So that, and then I have another song coming out with Keanu Kai. He lives in Coeur d'Alene, super talented artist.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm playing Treefort Saturday, the 29th, I think. At the Reef at 11 p.m.
Nice.
So
Hell yeah.
yeah, so that'll be our next show, and then just Laurance.the.man, spelt Laurance Laurance. Follow me on Instagram. That would be the best way to get a hold of me, and then Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me on, you guys.
Dude, thanks for coming on. This
Yeah.
is super
You were
fun.
a hoot.
This is
Really good
awesome.
time.
This is a great
Had a
combo.
blast.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.